course, we've just called the steel pier. We're now passing aft of our sister ship, the motor vessel Mohegan.
Thank you.
Motor vessel Mohegan's quite a special vessel. She's the oldest continuously operating passenger vessel on inland waters in the United States of America. She's been traversing the waters of Lake George consecutively every year since 1908. The motor vessel Mohegan takes two cruises daily into the Narrows, which is a beautiful area about halfway up the lake, clustered with many islands. Motor vessel Mohegan also does a full length of the lake cruise. That is a 5-hour cruise, and that is on every Tuesday during the summertime. Mohegan also takes Saturday night pasta cruises and Taco Tuesdays. Motor vessel Mohegan, our other sister ship, the Lac du Saint-Sacrement, is out on her luncheon cruise right now. We'll be seeing her in just a little bit as she returns. Now the steel pier serves as the head of the lake. The lake flows north from this point. The sandy beach area is called $1 Million Beach. $1 Million Beach was given that name because New York State to haul in $1 billion worth of sand to build it. The beach has been consecutively rated within the top 10 freshwater beaches in North America. $1 Million Beach. French Jesuit missionary. He renamed it Lac du Saint-Sacrement, which means Lake of the Blessed Sacrament. The lake retained that name for well over 100 years until General William Johnson renamed this lake to honor then King George II after he won, which battle was later to be called the Battle of Lake George. Another name for this lake is the Queen of American Lakes, and that title was given to Lake George by Thomas Jefferson.
Bluetooth.
We're now passing Camp Weowaka. Camp Weowaka was founded in 1903 by Miss Margaret Woolsey Fuller. Miss Fuller was a prominent feminist of her day, and she founded Camp Weowaka as a women's-only retreat house for female workers from the garment industries in Troy, Albany, and Cohoes.
Hello, folks. How are we doing so far?
Good.
She founded Camp Weowaka so the ladies in the garment industries would have a place to escape the toils of the sweatshops, come enjoy a nice retreat here on Lake George. Weowaka means the eternal spirit in women. And Camp Weowaka still today remains a woman's only retreat house. Camp Weowaka.
We do part of so. You guys having a good time so far?
Yes.
Awesome. It's a pretty beautiful day. It was very, very windy yesterday, so this is much better. All right. Real quick before we start, sir, it's just a quick sip section. It's totally up to you what you want to do, but no embarrassing. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, sir. All right, you can tap here on the top.
Now the vessel you're sailing on today, the steamboat Minnehaha, is one of 6 remaining steam-powered paddle wheel vessels in the United States of America. That's right, there are only 6 other vessels like this in the whole country. And today you are aboard one of them. The rhythmic huffing and puffing sound that you hear is the steam as it exhausts from our 2 horizontally placed reciprocating steam engines. Those 2 engines are what turn the 12-foot paddle wheel at our stern, and that's what's pushing us through the water.
Then I got the pack
We have no direct control over that wheel from up here in the pilot house.
So I'm going to put
We
the
have to
receipt in the bag.
communicate with the engineer
I'm
down
also
there who
going
has
to put this
control
card in the
over
bag
that
as well.
wheel and its
This
speed.
explains how to get to the digital photos. Okay?
There's a boiler
Just
down
be in the bag with
there.
everything.
Produces
Then I'm
up
gonna
to
put a sticker on the
6,000
top,
pounds
keep it
of
nice.
steam per hour. That's what we need to run the Mini. Now, if you'd like to go down and check out the operation,
Like you're constantly losing your guys are all
you
set. Thank you
can
so
go
much. Have a
down
good rest of your day.
to the first deck, walk down the starboard side of the right-hand side of the vessel, walk all the way to the stern. You could walk inside the engine room. There's an observation platform there where you can stand safely back and watch the steam engines hard at work. And while you're down there, say hello to our very fine chief engineer, Mr. Rocky Lord. The Minnehaha is 137 feet in length, 30 feet wide, with a very shallow draft of just under 5 feet. The Mini was built right here on Lake George by members of the Lake George Steamboat Company. It was christened on July 30th, 1969. The Minnehaha was designed as a Mississippi River-style steamboat.
I was just telling my grandson.
Now, the name
earlier,
Minnehaha comes from Longfellow's poem, The Song of Hiawatha. In that poem, Minnehaha was the princess bride of Hiawatha. Minnehaha means laughing waters.
That's a beautiful home. To be honest with you, I think any of them, they were offered to me. Well, Sophia, like I said, get a good job someday and maybe you can buy one.
And you're now looking up at French Mountain. French Mountain was featured in the writings of James Fenimore Cooper in his classic novel, The Last of the Mohicans. Now, in that novel, Cooper depicted events that occurred right here on French Mountain during the French and Indian War. Cooper didn't like the fact that Lake George was named to honor an English king. So he called the lake Horicon, now in the novel. He actually lobbied for most of his life to have the lake's name officially changed to Horicon, which means silvery water. You'll see a parasailer. Parasailing is very popular here in Lake George. Busier today because every Sunday parasailing companies offer absolutely free to take you up there, 200 feet in the air. That's right, they'll take you up so you can enjoy the beautiful views from up there, absolutely free. If you do want to learn, they're going to charge you $95. Is where the boathouse and the buildings up on the hill all the way up to St. Mary's on the Lake. St. Mary's on the Lake is founded by the Paulist fathers from New York City. And his fathers have been sending their seminarians up here for summer retreats for over 150 years. St. Mary's on the Lake. Say hello to the Boathouse Restaurant with our steam whistle. Cheers. Here we go. The two stone structures up on the hill, the one to the left with all the chimneys, is the original home to the property. It's called West. It was given that name by its first owner, Edward Shepard. Mr. Shepard was a prominent attorney from New York City. He lived in Brooklyn Heights, and this was his summer home. He later sold the home to local businessman Charles Wood. And Charles Wood built and founded in 1955 Storytown, USA, which would become today's Six Flags Great Escape amusement park. In fact, if you visit Six Flags Great Escape and see the old little buildings in there, and houses, jailhouses, and stores, and all the miniature buildings, well, Mr. Wood built those by hand back in 1955. The new owners converted this property to an upscale inn, bed and breakfast, and banquet hall. It's now called the Inn at West. This beautiful lakeside home is called The Porches. It's given that name because of the beautiful double-row porches that the home features. The home was built for the Reverend William Paxton in 1890. The Porches. Now, a question that we commonly get here on the Mini is whether or not Lake George freezes in the winter, and it does. The entire lake freezes up right around the middle of January and then thaws out right around the middle of April. There's a winter carnival that's held right on the ice in Lake George Village every weekend during the month of February.
I think what we're doing now, we're nearing the number on this, so we're doing 20 on the other side of the lake.
We're now coming up on Harmon Point, home to Halcyon House. That's that tan home.
I had to give them up.
That home was built in 1900 for Charles Tuttle. Mr. Tuttle was a prominent local businessman and local politician. He actually ran for the governorship of New York State in 1930. He did lose, but he lost to a rather worthy opponent, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. You might be interested to know that the Tuttle family still owns Halcyon House to this day. small island is called Tea Island. It's given that name because there was once a small tea house on the island, and guests of the Fort William Henry Hotel would row out here for an afternoon cup of tea. The tea house is long gone. The island is now privately owned, home to a small camping cottage, a beautiful naturally occurring swimming cove. Oh, it's a very private and a very secluded spot here on the lake, except for a 400-ton steamboat passes by 7 times a day loaded with passengers. Tea Island. Georgia O'Keeffe painted some of her famous paintings right there on the shores of Oak Lawn. Beautiful English stucco and stone style mansion on the hill is called the Everly. The Everly was built for Colonel Walter Price. Now, Colonel Price was not a military man. Colonel was an honorary title he was given. Colonel Price was a beer brewer from Albany. Now, by the looks of his house, I'd say he brewed some pretty good beer. The Everly is the oldest of the Millionaire's Row mansions. It was built just after the Civil War. Tallest mountain rising up from the shoreline is called Prospect Mountain. There's a hiking trail to the summit of Prospect Mountain. Those of you who are less adventurous like me might be interested in taking the Veterans Memorial Highway. For a small fee, you could drive your car on up to the top of Prospect. And we definitely recommend visiting Prospect Mountain. There's spectacular views from up there. But be sure to visit Prospect on a clear day, like today, this way you can enjoy that view. Prospect Mountain. Now, there's danger buoys here mark the sandbar English Brook. This is a very shallow area here. It's about 2 feet deep just to the right of us. It's a very popular spot for kayakers and boaters to stop on hot summer days and enjoy the shallow water. And we're now entering the part of the lake that we commonly call the motel strip. Now that's because you can see many of the hotels and motels that line Canada Street, Lake George Village. You can see the lakeside of them. Very different view. It's here we've established an old Mississippi River tradition. The Minnehaha was built as a Mississippi riverboat style, including a steam calliope. Mississippi riverboats spray their steam calliopes to announce their arrival into their port towns. So we're going to do the same thing right now as we pass the motels. But first, we are going to say hello to our sister ship, the motor vessel Mohegan, which is on our left-hand side. Here we go with our whistle. Okay, here we go with that steam quality, folks. We hope you enjoy it. How many of you can name that song? At the Codfish Ball. That's the name of the song.
Picture like that, not like that. Trip up into Canada in the boat. Our ship.
Can't strap this thing in. It's just the boats. I'll be right back.
Okay, folks, just allow us a moment to tie up the vessel, lower the gangway, and then we begin to exit the mini. We've now been securely moored to the steel pier. If you haven't seen your photos yet, they'll be on display off to your right by our very fine photography staff. All that we ask of you is to buy the one that looks most like you and your family. On behalf of the captain and the crew of the Steamboat Minnehaha, we hope you enjoyed your cruise, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day today. And happy Father's Day once again. Have a great day, folks.
هذا الشارع الرئيسي داون تاون تبع ليك جورج. oui. On va aller au restaurant.